NKH352 here, and welcome to the first episode of my podcast series on my channel. This is mainly going to be probably starting out with interviews with different people, like different YouTubers and things like that, and we'll probably slowly ease our way into discussions, with other people as well. But with me for my first podcast today is Yonder. He recently changed his name to Yonder from Yonder Gaming. So go ahead and introduce yourself there, Yonder.
Hey guys, Yonder here, and it's just great to be here. Thanks for having me, Xion.
Yep. So tell us what makes you... This is probably a really bad way to play, like, wordplay, but what makes you Yonder?
Oh, what makes me Yonder?
Yes, like, why did you get into YouTube, and why did you change your name from Yonder Gaming to just Yonder? So,
I initially first got really interested in YouTube back in 2012. I just recently kind of started watching YouTube a lot. I was watching a lot of different YouTubers, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. This is something I might want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really made that jump until last March, when I started putting things together. I bought a mic, I started downloading software, and finally things started to come together, and I started making videos, and it got a little bit bigger each and every day. And finally it got to the point where it's like, hey, I can kind of call myself a YouTuber now. Kind of.
So what made you want to do gaming videos?
I spend a lot of time gaming. I've always been a huge gamer. Growing up, my family members have always complained, oh, you're always on the game, you're never doing anything else. I mean, I was athletic, I played sports and everything like that, but...
And I do remember you saying to me you're interested in music as well, too.
Yes, I was huge into music in high school.
Yeah.
I was in a local youth symphony where we performed with professional symphonies sometimes. I got to march on, I guess what you would call a professional marching circuit. It's kind of like the major leagues of marching band. I got to march 2 years in one of those organizations. So yeah, that was really huge in the music field as well.
Oh, that's cool. So, what kind of strike you to do more of, say, games starting out than, other stuff that you're interested in?
Well, I mean, games just come a lot more naturally to me, and I can still have fun while doing it.
Right.
Music, it comes naturally, and I have fun, and I take it so seriously sometimes that it's not as fun as it possibly could be. But with gaming, I can still take it seriously, but not way too seriously.
Right, whereas with music, it has to be perfect, but if it's a game, right. You can just kind of relax and be you.
And gaming, if I screw up, it's like, oh, that was really funny. So, I mean, I can honestly say a lot of my funner moments in the last year or so have been while I was playing games, most likely for YouTube. So.
Yeah. Now, what made you want to change your name from Yonder Gaming to just Yonder as it is now?
I want to kind of branch out a little bit. I don't want to deter my focus away from just gaming, but I'd like to, if I decided to do something with music, I would want to be able to do that on my main channel. I don't want to have multiple channels or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
It's already hard enough with
I know.
my work schedule is set up and my time constraints to squeeze that in there. It's already hard enough, and then to do that with multiple channels. If I have multiple channels, I would want to have to keep those
right. You don't want. I know. I've done that too, and where I was originally gonna, start doing I was originally going to do podcasts on a different channel, and it's like, I don't really feel like going back and forth, so I decided just to do it on this. And so, I totally get where you're coming from.
Right. I don't want to have to keep something going consistently. I don't want to be like,
Yeah.
I haven't uploaded on my other
Yeah,
channel
yeah.
in a month. Let me do something for it.
Yeah.
I'm forced to keep a schedule for all of those things. I'm not at that point yet. I don't think
Right.
I can maintain that. It's a
I've
lot
only
easier
just
to
started to
keep
get
running.
on schedules for things, so, I know how hard that is. I mean,
know,
some
I
people
used
it
to have a
comes
better
easier, but, I don't know.
Yeah, some people can just like, I'm gonna do this day, and
Yeah.
then they get up and they do it, and
Yeah.
that's not me.
No.
I used to have a pretty good schedule. I used to upload every day, and then when I moved, that just like, I don't know, everything just kind of changed. So.
You kind of get into that relaxed sense, you you haven't done anything for a certain period of time, and then it kind of gets hard to get back into the swing of things,
Right.
So I understand.
Mm-hmm.
When I went on vacation, when I came back, I was like, ugh, I don't want to do anything. But I had to, because, I haven't uploaded, so,
Right.
I mean, and it's, I don't want to say force yourself to upload, but, I mean, you kind of just, you have to just do it, because if you say you're going to do it, you won't do it.
Right. And I mean, that's advice that I got early on. I used to force myself to record every single night.
Yeah.
And you could hear it in the quality of my videos. You could hear I just was not into it. You could hear that the energy's not there.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways to motivate yourself to want to record.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure that you're, at the end of the day, you're not doing what others want you to do. Because, I mean, yes, as a YouTuber, you do cater to your audience.
Right.
Because they're your fans, and you want to give them what they want to see, but you've got to also remember to do what you kind of want to do at the same time.
Exactly.
If you don't, then it's going to become a chore instead of being fun, which is the whole reason of doing it in the first place.
Right. And I think what kind of bogs people down is when they have too many things going at once.
Oh god, I am the biggest culprit of that.
I am too sometimes.
I have so many unfinished series that I have to do.
So do
I.
I.
Be done before anything else comes up, which
Yeah.
I have time, so we'll see if I get those done.
What, let's see, what was the, I guess, biggest moment for you in YouTube? Like, what kind of made you go, I'm kind of doing alright now? Like, what, I guess, what are your best moments, or, what really drives you to do YouTube? Because, I mean, some people say, like, you have to treat it like a job because YouTube is a business, but then if you do that, you kind of get burnt out, and,
Well, early on, it kind of went in stages for me. There was the starter stage where I was kind of getting subscribers and people were watching my stuff, and it was mostly friends at that point, at the very beginning. And there were a couple of really close friends that were like, hey, this stuff is pretty good right off the bat. The quality is actually pretty decent for a starter. And then there was that lull there where it was just like, I don't know if this is working at all. And then there was another period where I started to meet other YouTubers, and they were like, hey, your stuff's pretty decent. But they weren't like consistent, because I mean, it's hard for other YouTubers to support other YouTubers.
It's true.
Just because, I mean, you got to understand that they're just as busy as you are, if not more. So, but yeah, there was those few other YouTubers that were like, hey, this stuff's pretty good. And then there was another little lull, and I moved, which was a really big lull, because I couldn't upload because there was just so much stuff going on, and then I didn't have internet for a while. So there's another roadblock. And then I came back, and then there was another YouTuber who, I'm not gonna name any names because that's not what we're here to do. But he was like, hey, you should try this and do this, and I took some of his advice, and other parts of his advice are just like, no, I'm not ready for.
Yeah.
And that helped a little bit. And then there was another lull. There's a lot of lulls when you're doing YouTube.
Oh, I know.
It feels like right now. But, there was a really big lull where like nothing was happening. I was making videos, they were okay. And then I met you. And I don't know, after that it was just like, oh hey, there was a moment of clarity for me. It's like, oh hey, this makes a lot of sense. Like I think I understand what to do. And right after that I went from like 53 subscribers to where I am now within a matter of like a month and a half, 2 months. And I feel like once you there's gonna be a moment where it clicks, and there's gonna be moments where you have no idea what you're doing.
Oh yeah, and, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna bound to be a lot of those.
Right, a lot of those. But my advice would be to, when it clicks, just write it, just go for it all in.
Right.
And when it's not making much sense, fall back on your roots.
Yep.
Fall back on the roots of your channel, because that's really going to be what holds you up, and that's really going to be what your subscribers that have been there for a while, or even the ones that are new, are going to see the most on your channel. They're going to see the foundation of your channel. They're going to go, oh, this is the game that they're really into, or this is the kind of game that they're really into, the genre or whatever. And when you can do that, then it does help a ton with those lulls that are inevitable.
Right. What kind of genre do you say your channel falls in? I mean, mine, for example, like, I have the Kingdom Hearts name, but I don't want to be just known as, oh yeah, it's that person, it's that girl that does Kingdom Hearts. I want to be known as something, other, than just that.
Right.
What kind of genre do you think yours falls in? Because I know someone once said, oh, you should make yours like a 2K channel or something. And
yeah, someone did.
I know you weren't so keen on that.
No. I can honestly say I have no idea. What genre. That's a problem, I know.
It's a Yonder genre.
Yeah, because, I mean, even right when I started my channel, like, there was obviously an issue with focusing on one genre, because the first two games that I decided to do were UFC 2, which is sports, and The Last of Us, which is not sports.
Right.
And since then I've played platformers, I've played RPGs, I've played shooters. I'm not really sure too much what genre I would say. I don't think I really focus on one genre.
Yeah. And I mean, that's that's okay to do too, because you don't want to focus too much on one thing, because then people just get bored. It's like, oh, that's all you do?
Right. I'd like to think that my channel has a little bit for every type of gamer. I'm not really a hardcore gamer. Like, I'm not gonna go 50-3 in a team deathmatch or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I can say that at least I will give you at least average, unless it's a platformer, which I suck at, but at least average, like, skill level when it comes to most games.
Yeah. Like I said, it's always good to, not really place yourself in one specific, type of gaming, or one specific type of, things to do on YouTube, because, then, you have to do just that and only that. And then when you build up a fan base for only that stuff, it gets, and you do something else, yeah.
Why are you playing this? Where is this?
Like, right.
Where are these other videos?
Right.
Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having like something that you're like, if you're an expert on something or something that's your niche.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
I mean, I would recommend anyone that has a niche or anything like that to
just stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, stick with your niche. I mean, yeah, because that's your foundation, like I was saying earlier. But if you want to branch out, make sure that you kind of do it every once in a while just to remind your fan base, like, hey, I do like other things other than this.
Yeah.
Because some fan bases do get really hardcore into what you're doing, which is just not a problem at all.
Well, I mean, that's
when
good,
you do something
but
else,
yeah,
they kind of get a little upset.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but it's kind of the nature of the beast.
Oh goodness. What kind of advice would you give anyone that's like starting out or anything as a YouTuber
starting
now?
Out, I would pay really close attention and just do your homework, you know, to your tags, which I am terrible at, but
I am too.
I know the value in them, and I know I should focus on them more, but that would be my advice, is to focus on your tags. Make sure that your layout, I am a huge stickler for layouts. Make sure that your layout is easy to navigate and that all your videos are really easy to find, because no one can watch your videos if they can't find them on your channel. Like, if they click on your channel and it's blank, then they're gonna go away. They're not gonna dig deeper and search for your videos. They're just gonna go, oh, I guess this isn't here, and it's gonna go on to someone else, because there's plenty out there for people to look at. You just gotta give them a reason to look at you, you know?
Right.
I would definitely talk to other YouTubers online. A lot of us are busy, and we're not gonna have a full conversation, but every once in a while you do run into those people that maybe they had some extra time that day, and you talk to them and you become really good friends, or at least they can mentor you or something like that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like, as I've gone through, meeting you and a bunch of other people, it's definitely given me insight on, things that I want to do, and it's taught me to really just focus on what I want to do and not just on, oh, I should play this game because, someone suggested it, or, I mean, not saying it's a bad idea to play suggested games, but you know what I mean.
Right. You have a little bit more focus on, you actually can think about what you want more,
Right.
Because sometimes we just forget, like, not just in gaming or YouTube, but in life, we forget to think about what we want,
Right.
And then someone asks you what you want, and you're just like, oh.
I don't know.
And then I would also, more advice I would give to people just starting out is, if you're a YouTuber, I can almost guarantee you have a favorite YouTuber that you watch. Pay attention, pay close attention to what they do. You don't have to copy exactly what they do, but kind of emulate what they do. I mean, there's a couple of YouTubers there's a bunch of different YouTubers that I kind of based my initial start off of. I mean, when I tell people, they're like, oh, hey, I see it, but then you wouldn't know otherwise.
Right. Like, I started off doing mainly, Kingdom Hearts music video type of things, and then moved on to just games. And now I'm doing, things like this and other stuff, so I've branched out quite a bit, and as I've looked through your YouTube, I've seen that you honestly have too, on, your games and everything.
Because at first I just played those 2 games and that was it, and then, I don't know, I just started buying games left and right, and started playing all of them, and now I've got 3 unfinished series that I need to finish, but we'll work on that. We're getting better here.
Right. What would you say kind of, what's a good way to put it? Either motivates you or unmotivates you to do YouTube?
One of my big motivators is when I go back and watch something to see how it went over. Every once in a while you're like, oh, hey, that was a really, really good moment. Or, hey, that was really, really, that went over really well.
Yeah.
And especially when there are moments that you think are good, and then someone in the comments tells you it's good, and you're just like, okay, that was a really awesome moment.
Yeah, obviously you're doing something right.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that kind of discourages me is, and it's not anything that like you can really control.
Yeah.
It's like when like you've been playing a game for a certain amount of time, and the big YouTuber just goes, I'm just gonna upload this video randomly. I'm just gonna play one episode. I'm not gonna play the game well at all. I'm just gonna put up one episode, and it's gonna be fine. And then they get like 1 million views, and you're just like, that video.
And then
good.
You've done about 3 to 10 episodes, and you're pretty good at it, and you get like 5 views, and it's like, well,
right?
What?
Right. But again, not saying any names, but
no,
when I was doing Attack
you know,
on Titan, I was a good maybe 17 episodes in. Like I was almost done, like halfway done with the game.
Yeah.
And this fairly large YouTuber puts up one video, and he's absolutely terrible at the game, and he has 1 million views in like maybe 5 hours.
Yeah. Oh, I feel the same way about Sims. Yeah. You know, like I've had plenty of funny Sim moments, you know, but some sim YouTubers, they get more views. I'm just like, why? You're just building a house. Like, okay, yeah, you have good decorating skill, I guess, but you're using mods and stuff. So I mean, it's mods. I mean, that's fine if you're like showcasing someone's material, but
Oh yeah. That's just kind of how YouTube goes, you know. I mean, some of those larger YouTubers have a lot more time in than we do, and,
right?
And they've just had time for that fan base to accumulate to the point where they don't really have to. I'm not saying not release anything necessarily good, but they're gonna get the views regardless.
Yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind
because they have that, that fan base.
And there's 2 sides to YouTube. There's creating your content, and then there's creating your community.
Right.
And it takes a little bit more effort and time to create your community than it does your content.
Definitely.
You're going to spend a lot more time, and I didn't really realize this starting off, but you're going to spend a lot more time talking to people online and making fan art, or not making fan art, but making thumbnails and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Than you are actually editing and creating your videos.
Right.
And if you're not, then you might want to consider, because that's the best way to grow, you know?
Right. I know, there's plenty of YouTube, things that I want to be doing, like, to interact more with the community and things like that. And then, I made a little thing on Twitter for YouTube community, and it's just, I don't know what it is about, like, when I make communities, but I don't know, I don't talk much, and I feel like I should talk more, but it's so hard to know what to talk about, and
right,
you don't want to just spam links to people,
I'm part of that community, so I'm just as guilty as you. I think that sometimes we forget that we're like all people sometimes, and we kind of think that, oh, we should just talk about YouTube all the time,
right?
When I believe it would be acceptable in that community to go ahead and say, oh, hey, it's something normal,
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have, a community just for the sake of having a community, and then you build your YouTube community around that community.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the only way I can put it.
Because I mean, ideally, I would rather build a community based on who I am instead of what I make,
Yeah. I mean, not saying having a whole community of a fan base wouldn't be bad, but still.
No, right.
You don't want to just be known as Yonder the YouTuber. You want to be known as Yonder the person.
Right.
Yeah.
And that had a lot to do with why I started YouTube in the first place. Because when I first started watching YouTube videos like religiously, like all the time, I was going through like a pretty like rough period. Where it was just like it was that transition period from high school to adulthood, where it's just like, what am I doing? What do I want? You know?
Yeah.
And so it was just dealing with that mental period, and then like I discovered YouTube videos, and that would get me through most days. You know, I would sit there and watch videos and laugh and then comment and like talk to people and stuff like that. It was always like just like a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, well, I want to provide a similar service for people that are going through similar situations.
You feel like I could do something like that or something, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and that's a kind of like a driving force of why I continue to do YouTube because there's been, in the last few months, there's been like 2 like extreme situations that that have come up, and YouTube is really like doing YouTube and like hanging with the people that I do YouTube with has really gotten me through those, where if I was solo,
you probably wouldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You've gotta, it takes a different type of energy to make it through a longer series.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
I figured that out with Attack on Titan. It took a lot longer than I thought it would.
I beat the game before you did on Attack on Titan, so you know. I got it on
release day. So.
Yeah.
But when you have to edit after every single mission, it's kind of a little bit longer than you would think.
Oh yeah. Oh god. But getting back on topic though, let's say your final thoughts on all this. Like, what do you think, what is your plan, like, going forward? Like, do you have a plan? Are you just gonna, like, you know, go as is?
I kind of have a plan. I kind of have a plan.
I mean, I'm sure everyone's plan is to get paid for it eventually, but that's more long term.
I'm gonna go ahead and continue to finish in the next couple weeks. Finish some games up. I'll be streaming different games on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that.
I'm probably gonna stream Wildlands again. Maybe some Outlast. It depends, just on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
What I stream that day. But pretty much I'm gonna be doing that until Mass Effect comes out, and then that's gonna kind of consume the channel for a while. I'll be throwing in other episodes of other things, but that's pretty much gonna be the main focus, just because that's my favorite series of all time. And I kind of I didn't want to play it for the channel, but how am I gonna make a channel about me, and me playing games without playing my favorite?
Exactly.
So I mean, it doesn't make much sense.
Right, it has to be done.
I'll be doing that. But pretty much things are gonna continue as is, I guess. I didn't really put much thought into it. I really need to sit down and focus and get a game plan together.
I mean, it's really, I mean, you know, it's fine if you don't have a plan, as long as you don't lose, you know, that driving force, you know?
Right, true. And then, I mean, it's always nice to have someone behind you to say, hey, you haven't uploaded in a while, you haven't done this in a while. So that would be advice I give to people starting out. Get somebody behind you that's going to say, hey, upload this video. Hey, where's this? Hey, where's that?
Right. Because that definitely helps. Some days I feel I need that too, where it's just, you know, I mean, by all means I should have finished Last of Us by now, but sometimes I just don't feel like strangling my controller, so it just doesn't happen.
It's such a frustrating game.
It really is. Well, I think we've covered just about everything. Anything else you'd like to add?
No. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much.
I don't know. I think we both kind of rambled a little bit. Let's be honest here.
It's the nature of YouTubers. Because at some point in time when you're doing YouTube, you get to the point where you just like to hear yourself talk.
Of course.
So
anyway, guys, that is it for this podcast. I hope you all have enjoyed. Make sure to check this out. It'll also be up on SoundCloud as well. So be sure to check it out on there if you don't get a chance to hear it on YouTube. And be sure to check out Yonder's channel. I almost called you Yonder Gaming. I'm sorry. Be sure to check out Yonder's channel. And, show him some support, Kick him in the butt a little bit if he hasn't uploaded in a while. But, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and, if you did, make sure to leave a like, because that would be awesome, and subscribe for more, because we're going to be doing more of this, probably with some other people as well, and of course, game content, because I have to finish up my games eventually. And, yeah. So
I really do like the part where you do have it on SoundCloud, which means that you're not really limited to watching it on YouTube. Like, say you're in the car on the way to work or something like that.
That's why I wanted to put this on SoundCloud. So, anyway, guys, we will see you next time.